Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here with Matthew, the Justice Warrior for Alyssa. How are you doing today, Matthew?
I'm losing all my faves back to back. I'm a little nervous. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, a lot of highs, but some definite lows. And can't say I'm very happy with a lot of people in the episode today.
You're not
And
happy with a lot of people. Well, we're talking about the Challenge USA 2's episode 5, Operation Hat Trick. Do you want to spoil it, or do you want to wait till we get there? Who aren't you happy with?
To start, Monty and Tyler in particular. And I had tweeted during the episode that I didn't like the two of them then. I don't like them now, and I'm not going to like them next week. So today was just like a complete blunder where the rookies like had this plan, like we're going to go after the vets. And then now that the 3 vets that had like next to no connections are out of the game, they like took their foot off the gas and they're letting the vets now become the middle people.
Right.
And it's just like, it's such a blunder that these vets are going to now like walk forward into the game without like much pressure. And now like there's this war between Survivor and Big Brother that's brewing. And yeah, maybe Wes will get caught in the crossfire, but it looks like it's like now becoming Survivor versus Big Brother, challenge in the middle, vets in the middle. And in a week or two, the vets are going to have the numbers because they have the people like Josh, Fessy, Sebastian, potentially Dusty. So definitely not happy with how it's going now. I think we just need another swing back very soon.
Fair. Sophie's here supporting you, saying that you lost 2 of your favorite people back-to-back episodes. Man, it's been a time for you. Are you doing okay?
I wouldn't even say like Alyssa L is like one of my favorites, but I just love how she came into the season as like one of the ringleaders against the vets.
Yes.
Also, Alyssa posted something really funny on Instagram right after the elimination. She posted just like a picture of herself with the caption, "Whoever threw my name in the hopper, your mom's a hoe," knowing full well that it was Tori that put her name in, and that was the one vote. So yeah, I think there's no love lost between Tori and Alyssa. And something I did notice on the official challenge pod last week was,
who was on it?
I can't remember who was on it, but Tori's hosting this season with Devin. And I think Bananas was on it actually. And Tori was saying that Devin had asked which of the like rookies do you think are like not like true competitors or something negative about the rookies. And Banana said, you know what? I don't want to name names. And Tori's like, you know what? I'll name names. Alyssa L. It's like, Tori, you're all these rookies voted for you and Bananas, but the only one you're calling out is Alyssa L because like, you know, you can beat her. Whereas like you don't want to call out Desi and Michaela, even though they voted with Alyssa every time. But just like, I don't know, Tori's like pissing me off, and like I don't think I can listen to that podcast anymore until,
I don't do it.
Yeah, until they go back to like Devin and Davon.
Mm-hmm.
Even Anissa was fine on there, but no, with Tori it's just way too cringe.
Yeah, I never remember to look for it, so I'll look for Bananas before that one. Hi, Lauren. Thank you for being here. Jamie's here. The numbers are not looking good for 5 Survivor girls, 2 Big Brother, and Tori. Is that for Team Blue? No,
I think just in general.
In general? 5. Oh, and Tori's going against all these people?
Yeah, there's only 2 big, Tiff and Alyssa S. Yeah. So like theoretically, the Survivor girls should still be able to like do some damage.
Yeah, they're fine.
They just can't be like they just can't be going after these Big Brother people before.
But the thing is, though, I think that they might be scared though that if they don't go after them, they're going to come after. Like Big Brother's going to come after them. if they get the chance. So, I mean, yeah, they're gonna have to like all get together with the Big Brother people and call a truce of some sort. But I don't know if the boys will do that. Hi, Willie. So Willie says, I think this episode was good. I'm sad that one of the smart Big Brother players went home. They put up a good fight. Yes, she did. Hi, Zeecher. They need to show some drunk shenanigans. I know. I was happy to see a club scene. We haven't seen one in a little bit.
Yeah, I thought I think for the most part, like, it was a pretty good episode. And like, still, I think it's a really good season. But I was happy to see the club scene too. We saw like a little bit in the house, but I think like maybe a little too much time on like the like, oh, let's put these names in a hat and draw randomly. It's like, we didn't really need to see that because all of them were picking a different person anyways. Why couldn't they just say like, all right, we're each going to vote for this person? We didn't really need like the whole shenanigans of like, oh, let's draw out of a hat. It's like, didn't really add anything to me. And
well, I think the point is nobody knows who put the ball in for whom. So nobody can actually take any blame for anybody because it'd be like, I don't know who it was. I don't know. And so it's just so that this could be how they can just deny.
Yeah, but
and then not create any enemies.
But they didn't need to like actually draw the name out of the hat. They could.
Well, that's just to get an episode title. Come on, Matthew. Lauren thinks this episode was good. I'm excited for trivia. I didn't realize it was trivia. I saw them hanging there, but I didn't really realize it was trivia.
Yeah, I figured it was trivia, but I don't think they like confirmed it. But it looks like something that would be a trivia.
Hi, Sudani. Thanks for being here. I haven't seen you in a while. Happy that you could join us today. Of course. Willie says, Matthew wanting justice for Alyssa L, which 100% agree. She was screwed by the vets and by Tyler and Monty. I think she's, screwed by Tori.
Yeah.
I did see this in the trailer. We'll get to it a little bit later. That looks like it's going to be fun. So let's talk about this episode. So Alyssa S was surprised that Desi took her spot, but she's not too upset about it because she is close to Monty and Tyler. If you were Alyssa S, would you be surprised?
No, I would definitely not be surprised. I think
clearly
I think she knows that she's the weakest girl, and also like, I mean, what she said was actually true. Like, she has connections, so the hope is, even if I go to a weaker team, and I mean, spoiler alert, they ended up winning anyways, but even if I go to a weaker team, like, I have these connections that can hopefully keep me safe. But also at the end of the day, like, why are people going to vote her in when she's the weakest girl? Like, yeah, she might get a couple votes in the hopper, but I think she's right to feel like both comfortable and not surprised that she was moved off the team.
Yeah, shouldn't she? Well, I mean, I if I were her, I would be like, yeah, for sure. So Sophie is asking us if we saw the clip of Tiffany making fun of Dusty's love letter. Is that on the show or was that like on social media?
No, I think it was in the preview.
Oh, so then that's probably okay. That's why they're getting into some. It's like, so he probably voted her into the hop to. No, it was after. When was this? Oh, maybe his team. No, they're on the same team. I don't know actually how that could go down, but maybe he overhears her making fun of him and then they get in a fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you agree or disagree with Willie here that Tori hates people who stand up to her for Savannah? Now Alyssa S, she's just a hater.
Yeah, Tori. So I've been thinking a lot about it just because like I have been so irked by her over the last few seasons. I think the thing that I dislike about Tori, and I think a lot of fans are in the same boat, is she has a tendency to like claim and then like support the claims of other contestants when they say things like, hey, I'm like Bananas and Devin will be like, yeah, I act as if I'm like a producer on camera and I'll cause drama to like create better TV. And Tori like loves that when like the Bananas and Jordan and Devin are doing it. But then when people like Alyssa and Amanda and Ashley, Cara, when they do similar things and they like maybe put on a bit of a persona for TV, Tori like plays the victim then. And it's like, well, like you're supporting your friends doing the exact same thing. But then when like people are creating drama and you're involved, it's like a victim mentality. And then these people are portrayed as like the devil and like weak competitors and bringing nothing to the table. And just like the way that she talks about those people on her podcast, and it makes it seem like she doesn't understand why they're cast on the show, when like we all know why they're cast. And
we don't know why you're cast. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like if we were only casting like physical competitors, like yeah, sure, like Tori would be there every time, but like without people like Amanda and Alyssa and Ashley who are bringing something different to the table, like this is not a show on MTV. It becomes a sport on ESPN, and nobody wants that.
No.
So
I wouldn't watch. I mean, I don't watch American Ninja Warrior, so you know. So BBG95 says, in the podcast, Tori was saying that Bananas didn't get along with Alyssa L, and he relayed that Alyssa pulled him aside and gave him an unsolicited list of reasons why she didn't like him. Oh, well.
Yeah, she did say that. She said that Alyssa said that like his jokes are not funny and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, Alyssa clearly was not getting along with a lot of the vets.
Well, it's probably because she's putting up a fight, right? Like she's not letting them do what they want to do. So.
I'm also convinced like there's no way that Alyssa and like Tiffany and the Survivor girls didn't like watch the World Championship, and like they have a relationship with Sarah and Danny. Like, would you be surprised if they like, I'd be surprised if they didn't talk to Danny or Sarah before.
And then
Danny and Sarah,
or maybe they just watch the season.
Yeah, but I'm sure like Alyssa sent a message to Danny and said, hey, like, what's Tori like? What's Bananas like? Once they hear the rumbling that they're going to be
there. If she asked Danny what's Tori like, she'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, Danny probably said, you got to go after these people. Like, don't trust them.
Get rid of Tori. She's the worst.
I think this season really needs Danny there, because I feel like Danny would have been able to like keep things a little bit under control with these people.
Do we want them under control? I mean, under control as in like keep their foot on the gas?
Yeah, like make sure that they're actually targeting the vets. And this format would have been so much better for Danny, where last season Danny was kind of restricted because he was partnered with Tori. But I feel like on this season, Danny would have like completely been bringing it in terms of drama, actually making moves. It would have been fun.
It would have been fun for sure. He's probably like, man, I wish I was on this season.
Like imagine Danny instead of Sebastian here.
Ooh, that blue team would be stacked.
Yeah.
So they're all coming back in from the elimination, right? And I don't really understand what Chris said to get Monty and Tyler so pressed. What happened there? Because then I think Tyler says, or Monty, one of the two says, and then do what? What happened?
So
you're a guy. You understand these peacocking things.
Well, I do have to say, like, it was extremely funny when like Chris like had a bit of like a brain fart where like I think he didn't know, like, am I allowed to swear on this show? He was like, he was so nervous. He's like, yeah, you know what? You guys are a bunch of little bitches. And it's like, he didn't know if he was allowed to swear. It's like, dude, you're on the challenge. It's 10 p.m. You can say bitches. It's okay.
But like, beep it out if you can't.
Yeah. Like Chris was like part of him wanted to get into it with these guys because he was like hyped up after the elimination. And part of him was like in Survivor mode where it's like, yeah, I can't be like too crude. And he didn't want to say bitches. He ended up saying it, but it was like super awkward delivery.
Bitches.
But I was very confused as well because Chris is like, we're not playing Big Brother here. And Monty is just like, yeah, I know we're not. He's like, well, stop acting like it. And he's like, Monty's just like, well, what did we do? And, I don't know what he's referring to, like how they're playing Big Brother, especially when
maybe it's because they didn't let it, like they went behind his back and threw him in.
But that whole plan was the Survivor girls plan, wasn't it? like they were all in on it, but he was going out to the Big Brother guys saying like, hey, we're not playing Big Brother here, but it was ultimately like Wes and the Survivor girls that all voted for Chris. So I was like super confused by Chris there, but it was like funny to watch because it was just like such an awkward little spat between the three of them.
It was so awkward. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here. I didn't know there was beef. So much beef.
I kind of like Chris. Like, I think like, I don't know, like he was so weird on his original season and I don't like remember much about him, but I am kind of liking his.
Well, because the season had absolutely nothing to do with him and he won.
Yeah.
That's why. Like, I'm like, what season was? Oh, the one with Rick Devens. Right? Like, I could probably name like more people. Like, I wouldn't remember that what seasons he's on because he wasn't part of any of it.
I feel like he's got like a more of a chip on his shoulder than like all these non-winners even.
Yeah, maybe the only person comparable is like Michelle. Because like, you know,
but at least Michelle like played like a full game,
full season, and she got to the end twice. So yeah, she's a little bit, she's redeemed herself more than he's had the chance to, for sure. No, I do like Chris as well. It was just a little bit weak sauce, his little like confrontation with Monty and Tyler.
Yeah.
Willie thinks that Chris is a good competitor with a good personality.
Definitely a good competitor. Okay. The personality, like we're starting to see more of it. I don't know, like he just has this like, I love that like nervous energy where he's like also wants to compete.
He looks like when he's getting ready to go in, like he looks like in the zone. He looks focused.
Yeah, I just want to see him like, I'd love to see him like take bigger swings, and then I would like really be on board with him.
Well, he did have, I know it didn't advantage the people that you would prefer, but he did do the throwing the last challenge in order for Red to win. That was his idea. So that was him taking a pretty decent swing.
No, I mean, I want to see him take swings like at the vets. Like I want him. I think he could be like someone that's like the leader against the vets. Like that's what I would like to see out of him.
Lauren says, we just needed him to yell, Big Brother sucks. I mean, that doesn't even bother Josh probably anymore because he doesn't consider himself Big Brother.
Yeah, Josh has just abandoned the Big Brother people.
He's not Big Brother at all. So Tori, of course, wants to take advantage of this rift between Survivor and Big Brother. Now, this was seeing the little spat between Monty, Tyler, and Chris was the only sign that I really saw that there was a divide. Was there another sign that like I might have missed?
No, I guess I think that's it. It's just like, hey, like these three guys are fighting. They're the three like strongest rookie men left. So like if we can get them taking shots at each other, like let's just sit back and
it's like 3 weeks.
Kick our feet up. Yeah. At least, I mean, 2 weeks at least.
Right. All right. So Cassie is told that Wes was the one that voted for her last time around. And she's like so mad and upset by this. And she doesn't believe, Wes's like act that he's is a prisoner of the green team and he's targeting her. Is there more that we're missing here as well? Where the fact that like, okay, was it one ball that she had? Maybe two. One of them being from Wes because his team said that that's who they wanted to vote for.
So like, that's what was really confusing to me. Like knowing what we know about Wes over the last like 15 years of watching him, like the first thing I would expect Wes to do there would be to go to Cassidy and say like, hey, Cassidy, I did vote for you, but like I was following the plan that was set by Desi and Michaela, whoever. And I thought that's what he was going to try to do to cause a rift amongst the rookies.
But do you think he was trying to not have his team even more mad at him by him throwing them under the bus?
But the thing is, Desi's not even on the team anymore, and it was her plan, right? So I'm surprised. I wonder if maybe he did expose it, and we'll find out later on, or if for whatever reason it didn't make air. But to me, like that's something I would have liked to see. And I was surprised that we didn't get Wes like pointing the finger at Desi there.
Well, maybe because Desi's not on the same team, so she doesn't want Team Blue to win, and then him being definitely.
Oh, but he'd be so well protected with Blue because they got Tori, Bananas, and Fessy there.
I know, but like Desi and Cassidy both. I don't know. I'm not sure why. I don't get why she's so mad. It's one ball, and it was like maybe she thinks that Wes was the one that was championing for her to go in, and the girls were like, no, 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 we're not going to do that. And so, like, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense why she's so angry.
Yeah, yeah. It does. I mean, you got a couple votes, but like, why do you feel that like Wes owes you something? You don't know the guy. I also wonder. I could also see a situation where Wes is holding that information in his back pocket, and down the road, if he needs to expose Desi and like cause a rift, he could bring it up later. And he decided like strategically to keep it quiet for now. But then like if Green loses next week and he wants like he's trying to like save himself and like get a girl into an elimination, he tries to put a divide between Cassidy and the rest of the Survivor girls. So I think there is still like room to play there for Wes potentially.
I mean, there's always room for Wes to play, but it's just very confusing why Cassidy is putting all her target on Wes, it seems like he hasn't really done anything.
Yeah,
like it's very strange. So we then hear Cassidy's story. You watched Survivor, sort of most of us, and so I was aware then that her sister had just recently passed away from an overdose, unfortunately. She's talking to Fessy and Corey was talking about how his daughter has blonde hair or red hair and blue eyes, and that's why she started talking about her nieces. As soon as I saw this, I'm like, okay, Cassidy's the storyline this episode. She must be going in. Why are they being so heavy-handed in the edit? I want to be a little bit surprised.
Yeah, that's like always the problem with the challenge. It's like you see those clips, whether it's a phone home with like Desi last week, or you see like a breakdown, like the backstory, and you instantly know that they're the focal point of the episode. So then it becomes like, okay, are they going to win the elimination or lose the elimination? But like they're going in 9 out of 10 times when you get that content.
Oh yeah.
They need to do a better job of like mixing it up a little bit, especially in this case where Cassidy ended up winning the elimination. Like, why not like throw us like backstory of someone that's not going in, and we can like still get like this Cassidy moment at some point. But to get it like 5-10 minutes into the episode, it's just such a clear indication of where things are going.
Mm-hmm. So BBG says it seems like Cassidy should realize that she's on the bottom of the Survivor Alliance. It doesn't make sense for Wes to throw a random vote her way for no reason. Yeah. Because Desi called out your name, girl.
So is Cassidy part of that alliance, like the Secret Garden?
She's not part of Secret Garden, but she's part of Survivor.
So I guess Michelle is higher up than Cassidy and the alliance.
I would say yes.
I don't like that for the Survivor girls. I would not trust Michelle if I were those other girls.
Crazy?
I would much rather trust Cassidy than Michelle.
Michelle like will just like do something crazy and then be like, ah, and then like try to like get out of it and be like apologizing and being annoying, and then like anyways. I would definitely trust Cassidy more. Her word is a little bit more reliable so far, anyways, that we know of Cassidy. So Wes is gonna go into the pool naked. Ooh. Was this a funny entertainer to you?
Well, it was so random. Like, where did that come from?
I'm wondering if that's from the actual first episode, because I think you listened to the Bananas pod where he was talking about how that he made a bet with Polly. Bet with Wes about Polly, whether Polly was going to be on the season or not. And Polly told Wes emphatically that, no, I'm not going to be on the season. So Wes made the bet with Bananas. And the bet was, okay, if you lose, you have to jump into the pool naked. And then I can't remember if Bananas lost, he had to I can't remember what he said he had to do. So I'm wondering if this is just old footage.
Yeah, that would make sense if it was like the opening night thing.
And then they put a confessional in. Who cares?
Yeah.
Because what Bananas did say, yeah, they didn't show that part, but maybe it's because they edited it to show it this week. Yeah. That's my thought, anyways. He had one sock on. I thought that was the funniest part. Naked jumping into the pool with one sock on. So we're going to go to the daily unboxed. So basically, each person is going to have a box that they need to carry across the finish line. All the boxes are weighted proportionately to their body weight. And so there's a checkpoint, and if you drop your box, and you can do. Okay, that's actually a question I had. Did each checkpoint you could drop your box if you wanted to? And do your puzzle?
I think it was, if you complete the puzzle, you can drop one box.
No, I understand. Yeah. But I mean, if you get to any checkpoint and you have a box, you could do your puzzle at that checkpoint, right? Yeah. It wasn't like certain checkpoints for certain boxes. You could choose to do it or not do it.
I believe so. From what I understood, yeah, because they were saying like at the first one, like, oh, we could drop Monty's box because he's the heaviest, and like Corey's box. So I don't think it was tied to a specific puzzle. I think it was just like you get there, you complete it, you drop one box, and obviously you're going to drop the heaviest one.
Exactly. But the one wrench could be that, once you start the puzzle, you have to finish it or you can't move on. So that's like the caveat. That's like, is it going to be better for us to give this puzzle a try that we have no idea what it's going to be and maybe be stuck here and lose a lot of time? Or do we want to just power through it and just run with these heavy boxes to the finish line? Question. Do you think it's fair that the green team only had 5 boxes to contend with? Because there's only 5 players on that team.
Yeah, I do. I think, I mean, if you had more boxes, that means you're gonna have to do like an extra trip, right? So ultimately,
no, I'm not saying that. I just think it's because there was 5 people. They only had 5 boxes, and 8 people has 8 boxes. But you know what I mean? Like, should the best 5 people have gone and it been a match like that?
Yeah, they could have done that where if you have 8 people, you still have 5 boxes, and then like you can like rotate who's carrying the box. Although the issue there is
3
like
people sit out.
Yeah, I don't like sitting out. I think everyone should do every challenge, but you could do like a rotation. Although because it was distributed by weight. Honestly, I don't mind it that they only had that it was 1 per person. To me, that wasn't like unfair in my mind. Did you not like that?
Well, it was just curious to me because if they wanted to, like, if you had 8 boxes, you have so many more people that even if it's like less weight, it's still another box that you have to deal with. And so to get rid of 3 boxes, you'd have to finish 3 puzzles to get 5 boxes that the other team has. So they were immediately advantaged that they didn't need to drop 3 boxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess like theoretically they could have done the puzzles and like wound up just carrying 2 boxes or whatever. Whereas like another team would automatically have to carry 5, even if they did 3 of the puzzles.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess that's like slightly unfair, but honestly, I didn't mind it.
So Brandon thinks it was fair. Maybe they should have waited more if you had less people. I don't know. I don't know how to fix it. It just seemed a lot easier just to have 5 people, 5 boxes to deal with, and then 8 people, 8 boxes. It just seemed. And then you get to drop 1 box at the first station that everybody's going to be at. And so then it was easy for them to run, the green team, because they just put a box between each of the people, and then they were able to just like run as like a chain. So, I mean, I guess the larger teams could have done that. It's just like more variables to have so much heavy weight, Anyways, I'm not sure how I feel. Michelle is worried, though. She feels that all eyes are on Survivor because all 7 Survivor people are there. I mean, she's going to have to expect that. Like anybody that has like a numbers advantage are going to be the target. Blue's going to be a target because they have the most members. Survivor's going to be the target because they have the most like members from Survivor in the game. The vets are going to be a target because they've played the most amount of seasons and they have a numbers advantage in the sense of like experience. I don't know. It's kind of like typical.
Yeah, I gotta say though, the Survivor people are really like good at this. like season 1 as well, like all the Survivor people went like basically to the end. Like I think Tasha was like the only one that was out in the first like 6 or 7 episodes. But I swear like almost all the Survivor people made the final or like very close to the final. And now this season, like we're going into episode 6 and none of them have been eliminated.
It's true.
They are like pretty good. And I mean, I just like I don't want them to splinter. But like I would love to see a lot of these Survivor people move over to the main show and like give the survivors more of a fighting chance on
Absolutely.
the MTV version.
So Dabu's saying it's the same logic of the World of Worlds 2 final. USA had more weight to carry than UK since they had more people. Yes. Some challenges will advantage small teams and others will advantage large teams.
Yeah, that's why I don't care much. Like there's gonna be a challenge where like blue team is so heavily favored because like they're just gonna have extra numbers and like extra muscle. And honestly, like the challenge is not known to like always be fair. So
yeah, it's true. I just was just like kind of like it just was so easy for the green team just to do so well, I felt.
Yeah.
But so Wes, his idea is like screw dealing with these puzzles. Like let's just use our power, our strength, our stamina just to run with these boxes and just run right to the finish line. And I didn't think that they were going to agree with him because it seemed like Michaela was putting up a fight. Lots of confessionals being like, Wes doesn't tell us what to do, and he might give us some of it advice, but doesn't mean we're going to listen to it. So I didn't think that they were going to listen to him, but they did. Were you surprised?
No, I think like it was like a pretty sound strategy, and like at the end of the day, like they have acknowledged like, hey, like Wes, like we like having you on the team because like you're so experienced, and like that was their logic for trying to get rid of people like Bananas and Tori. So I wasn't surprised that they ended up listening to him. And it was funny though, because last season Wes he tried to like find a similar loophole and just skip like the entry point, the eating, and it wound up costing him. But I guess this was some redemption for him.
I mean, it was, in my opinion, smart just to like, it didn't seem like it was that far of a distance.
Yeah.
Like if it was maybe 3 times that length, maybe you're not going to want to run for that long, but it seemed like 2 kilometers.
Yeah.
Like maybe more, maybe 2 miles, but it didn't seem that far. Festy's really good at math, even though it's very easy, but he does do like the equation puzzle. Red decides to take a crack at doing a second puzzle. So Red is team Red Flags. It's with Josh and Michelle on it. That poor team is a hot mess. So they're taking a crack at the puzzle, but Green is not stopping. They are running, even though Alyssa at one point was kind of trailing behind. They're able to pull her ahead, and Green does indeed cross the finish line when it seems like Red was still on that puzzle. It seems from the editing anyways.
Yeah. And I feel like the edit made it seem like Blue was maybe a little closer than they actually were in reality. Like I feel like Green had this one like locked in pretty easily there.
Lauren says Survivor people are probably just happy to have indoor plumbing. Probably food.
Yeah, the thing about the Survivor people are just like mentally very tough. And like not to say like the Big Brother people aren't, because like what they go through is pretty like tough as well, being locked in a house for 3 months.
I think Survivor is harder elementally.
Yeah. Survivor is just like you gotta be mentally tough. So like when you're put in a situation like this where you're in like a lot of the MTV people complain when they're in like a living situation that's not like perfect. Like this season, a lot of them are like complaining that it's like more of like a bunker style. Mm-hmm. But, like for Survivors, like this is heaven to them. Like they have a bed, they have food, they have a pool.
They go to the club.
Yeah, they're drinking. They're not doing these challenges on no calories. So, yeah, I think the Survivors are just like a real force to be reckoned with in like any of these seasons.
Definitely. So after the challenge back at the house, we see West talking to Bananas, and he's going to construct a plan to get Survivor versus BB rather than versus the vets. And I was like, he just give Wes a little bit of leeway, and he's just like, he'll just go. I mean, which is great. That's what we want Wes here for. He's never going to back down. Like, he's always going to try to find a way to get an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So they go into the deliberation, and Michaela really wants to make a good move. She doesn't want to lose any survivor numbers. She doesn't want to win power and then come after her numbers. But Wes is kind of like, well, like, that's exactly what I was saying when I was sitting in your seat. And so he wants to put in Cassidy. And who said Monty first? Tyler says that he wants Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And Monty must have said Chris as well. So those two guys want a survivor guy. And so then when Wes says that he wants Cassidy now, Michaela doesn't want two survivor people to go in, but it seems as though she's going to have a losing battle here. Why don't you think that? Oh, I guess they don't care because, yeah, Monty and Tyler are big brothers, so they're not going to care about Cassidy or not.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously don't care about Cassidy, but the thing is, like, they should care about getting the vets out.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it. Like, they got into, like, this argument with Chris, and Chris is obviously, like, a strong competitor on blue team that they're trying to weaken. So I kind of get that one, but why are you taking the shot at Cassidy there when you can take the shot at Tori? And Michaela was willing to do Tori. Alyssa S was willing to do Tori. So you have the 2 votes there. And if you're Monty and Tyler, you either put Tori in or you put Cassidy in. But with the thing that I just don't get about their logic is they're thinking like, yeah, you know what? Survivors are going to come after Big Brothers. But if you're Big Brother and you put in the survivors and take out all these survivors, don't you know that MTV is going to come after Big Brother as well? Like, why is Tori and Bananas and them, why are they going to protect you after you do their dirty work and take the survivors out? Plus, it's like, Tori is someone that's harder to take out. So you might need 2, 3, 4 shots at her to get her out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, yeah, Cassidy's a strong competitor too, but she's not as proven as Tori. And I just, like, really don't like them buckling here and going with Wes, like, completely going with Wes. I think this is a situation where they should have compromised, like Wes wanted to do last time. And I think the rookies, Monty and Tyler, should have said, you know what, we'll go Chris, but we're going to put in Tori as well. And we'll see what happens from there. And I think Wes, like, wouldn't have put up a huge fight about that. And it wouldn't have mattered anyways, because it would have been 4-1.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. I think he could always just be like, I tried. But they didn't care. And I think it's because of the survivor, like, they want to weaken survivor as well as taking out 2 blues. So it might hurt them in the end, to be fair.
Oh, it will. It will definitely hurt them in the end.
Yeah, Michaela was pissed about it. She's like, no one's saying Tori. Like, she doesn't want 2 survivor people to be going in. But she is unable to get the votes away from them. So Cassidy and Chris are going to be going in and potentially going into elimination. So after
one thing we didn't one thing I wanted to bring up was shoot, actually never mind, sorry, go on. It'll come back to me after.
Like,
I lost there was something that was on my mind, but I'll
about the vote.
No, I can't remember. It'll come back, sorry.
That's okay. So when Josh and Fessy saw the vote, I thought that their reaction was really funny because I think they didn't believe that Wes was going to be able to get 2 survivor people in there. I think they pretty much thought that Tori was going to be the second number for sure. And so it's Battle of Survivor for sure. Corey is planning. What did I start writing there? I mean, he was really excited. So that's what was really interesting, I guess, about Corey. Is like he was so anti working with the vets because he's going to be on the bottom. Then Bananas defected, put him on the red team, but then gave him the win in the daily. And now Corey seems to be like team vets again. He needs to plant his flag somewhere.
Yeah. No, I do think Corey will like remain with the Vets like for the most part, but honestly, like, I don't even think Corey was really like anti-vet there. Like, regardless of how I think he just voted with the numbers because he didn't want to like make an enemy there. He didn't want to like be an empty vote to save Bananas and Tori when they were going in regardless. So I think the reason Corey kind of like went along with it was just so the rookies wouldn't like necessarily look at him as like the first target. Where it's like, yeah, like Corey's voting with us, but someone like Josh is voting with the Vets. Like maybe we'll go for Josh before Corey, or maybe we'll go for Wes before Corey. So when it comes down to it, like if the Vets have the numbers, Corey's gonna ride with the Vets for sure.
For sure. Well, Cassidy is pissed that her ball has been pulled. She's like, they let Wes control them. Let Wes do their dirty work. I'm just like, she says so much vim for Wes. I need to know. There must be a scene that we've missed. I need to know more as to why she hates him so much. But yes, it's going to be Cassidy and Chris. We get a club scene. We see Chris complaining. I forget who he's complaining to. I didn't write it down. And I actually thought this next segment was a little fun, just a little stupid, not all about game, strategy. There's a mini bachelor competition, and all the guys are supposed to say 3 things that make them a good catch, a good boyfriend. So they asked Monty, what are 3 things that make you a great guy? And he says he's open-minded, knows how to communicate, and he looks really good. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, if you watched him on Big Brother last season, I think you can beg to differ on at least a couple of those. I mean,
at least a couple of those.
He's a tall, good-looking dude, but yeah, definitely not a good communicator.
Yeah, he pissed me off so much when he was communicating. Bananas. Do you remember what his
no, I don't
good
remember.
trait was?
No, what was it?
Charismatic.
Well, I'll give him that.
What about Fessy's? Do you remember his?
Yeah, he's got a 800 credit score and 100K in the bank account.
6-figure. He didn't say 100K. He said 6-figure bank account. It's a catch, I guess.
Yeah.
Who said we'll give you all the affirmations you need?
That was Tyler, correct?
Yes, it was. And Alyssa S is swooning. And oh my God, he's like so smart, so nice, and like he's such a sweet guy. She's basic. Who loves cooking?
Who loves cooking? I don't remember. Was that Chris?
It's because you don't know for sure who it is, but I think I know who it was.
Was it Chris?
I think it was Dusty.
Dusty? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Who's not on their level?
Yeah, that was the best one.
It was so good.
Yeah, that's like a classic West too.
They're just like, he's like, I don't deserve any of you, and they're like, yeah, and they're so excited. And then Cassie's about to throw a fit because they're like, if you give it to Wes, I'll be so pissed. I'm like,
it's just a game, Cassie. Don't worry.
Like his was the best. It got the most like. I mean, I guess she hates the fact that like it seems like he's being endearing and charming and getting all these people to like him, and it's her enemy. So I guess it's annoying, but chill, girl.
Yeah, as much I gotta say, as much as I like hate the like vet strong alliance, like I'm still so amused by Wes every season.
Of course.
Like to me, like there's certain people that even though they ride with that alliance like to the end, like I still love them. Like Leroy, Wes, no matter what, it's like they're gonna come back and like work with the people I don't like, but I'm still gonna like them. So I can't quit Wes as much as like the alliance that he's working with is pissing me off.
Well, because he like every season he's at least entertaining in his attempt to do well. Like I loved him in his tutelage with Zara. Like that was just so fun. And Wes is really good at being Wes.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled my eyes, Lauren, when Fessy mentioned his credit score. I rolled my eyes for sure. Willie agrees with you, thinking that Wes is the most entertaining out of the MTV vets.
Well, definitely of the MTV vets that are left in the game, I would say. I would
Definitely.
put Amanda ahead of Wes right now, at least.
Well, we'll do male, female. We'll give him the male
Yeah.
side of things. How'd you feel about the Cassidy Josh?
I knew that's what it was going to be. When I saw it in the preview after the first episode, I'm like, there's no way it's going to be like an actual hookup. It's just going to be like I saw them like pinky promise in the preview, and I never believed there was going to be like an actual kiss. Maybe it will come, but
it might come. They're both smitten with each other.
I'd be absolutely shocked if anything happened there.
I mean, what a funny little pair that would be. I mean, that would help her be able to get Wes off her back if she started hooking up with Josh, potentially.
Yeah. I mean, it might keep her around a little bit longer, but at the end of the day, like, Wes is going to have more power than Josh when all's said and done. Like, I know, like, Josh is like well insulated, but when it comes down to it, like, Wes is not going to protect Cassidy because of Josh.
Challenge Fan 2001 says streets say she cheated on her boyfriend with him, so we'll see.
What, recently or during filming?
During filming, I guess.
Oof. Yeah, I don't know. I would be kind of surprised. I know Cassidy did like deactivate her like social media after like this like preview came out and people were talking about it. So
maybe she's still with her boyfriend.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out more like as the season progresses or when the season ends.
Interesting.
So, maybe I'm wrong.
So Alyssa S and Tyler are chatting by the pool, and Tyler only trusts her and Monty and Alyssa L. And I'm like, I mean, obviously she's a beautiful girl, but she I think he said she was smart, and I was like, really? Anyways.
Wait, do they not trust Tiffany? Like, is Tiffany not in
I wouldn't want to trust Tiffany. I'd be scared of her.
I wouldn't be scared of her in this setting.
Well, I mean, like, I wouldn't necessarily trust her. Sorry, I'm not scared of her, but I wouldn't necessarily trust her. But it could be because she's locked in with the Secret Garden, right? So they're not fully locked in.
Like, you would think that Tiffany would actually be the one trying to like keep Big Brother with Survivor, considering Tiffany's like so tightly aligned with the Survivor girls. So I'm surprised like Tiffany, like I would have to imagine Tiffany has some sort of relationship with Monty from coming into the game. So, and like probably like I'm sure she's met Alyssa S. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised like maybe Tiffany is trying to like keep it together, but it's just not working. But she would be the person that's like that in-between person that could be the glue between the two.
Between Survivor and Big Brother?
Yeah, honestly, if I'm the MTV vets, like I know Tiffany's not like is the weakest left,
but she's
potentially
a binder.
Yeah, I would try to get her out of the game just so like she's the brains behind like the Big Brother side. So if you can get her out, it like takes away someone that's connecting people.
Mm-hmm. Keeping them on track.
Yeah, like obviously you want to get like Michaela out because she's very strong, but I would not be opposed if I'm a vet to like just get Tiffany out of there. She's too smart.
So Tori wants to pick names out of a hat. So this is Operation Hat Trick. Here I'm going thinking like, does Blue win for like a third time? Like, why is it hat trick? Like, I was trying to figure out what the title meant, but it's literally pulling names out of a hat. So they're going to put one Alyssa L, a Sebastian, a Chanel, a Tiffany, and a Desi in there, and all the vets that are left are going to pick one of those names. They're not going to tell any of them whose name they picked. They're going to flush it like bananas, and I think Josh did swallow it. They're just not going to let anybody know whose name they picked. So they're all going to vote differently, and this is in order for them not to be a target by anybody, because who knows who they voted for, who's working together. It's just going to be so random and confusing.
Yeah.
We're going to say something.
This like whole thing was like so frustrating to me because like you know how comfortable the vets felt with like this week of gameplay that they were willing to put stray votes on one person. And even though like even with them doing that, they knew that none of them were getting like major votes put on them. And such a missed opportunity here because if the rookies were playing together and the vets tried to pull this off and put one stray vote on everyone, the rookies could have put 6 votes on Bananas or 6 votes on Tori. And they were all vulnerable and none of them got a vote. I think Fessel got 1 vote and that
From
was the
Bananas.
only. Yeah. Oh, was it from Bananas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I must have missed that. But
Bananas put in a rogue vote.
So Fessel got 1 vote there, but like all those rookies just put votes on other rookies. And these vets like had the wherewithal to put stray votes on different people, knowing none of them were going to get votes. And it's just like, how did we get here from where we were 2 weeks ago, 2 episodes ago? It's just like crazy that this was even an option.
Survivor Big Brother egos.
Yeah, but I also don't like the move from the vets. I think it was like a very poor move here. Again, like knowing none of them were getting votes, which obviously they did know.
He didn't want to choose a side between Big Brother or Big Survivor. Like they want to keep it between them so that they had nobody to blame for anything or to be mad at for anything. So
yeah, but the thing is, like, they could have, like, say they put 5 votes on Michaela, Michaela was safe. Say they put 5 votes on Desi, or another strong competitor. You just put your votes on a strong competitor there. Like, yeah, they're going to be pissed off at you, but like you're getting 2 strong competitors potentially into an elimination. Whereas by doing this and just putting the stray votes out there, all that happened was you got Alyssa out of the game. It's like, I love Alyssa, but
a stronger competitor would have gotten it. I mean, I guess Cassidy would have actually gone out.
Yeah, either Cassidy goes out or Cassidy, or it turns into a guy elimination. But you put strong competitors in there, and yeah, like you're pissing off potentially one person, but we saw the preview for this week. Like,
well, they were also saying that they didn't want to look like they were a unified force, and so they all just did their own thing. It looks like,
Yeah, they say that, but like these people are not dumb. Like they're gonna know. They all know that Josh is working with the vets. Like they're gonna know Corey and Fessel are working with the vets, and all they did now was put votes on 8 different people.
So AK is asking you, so you don't like the game plan the vets did during the vote time?
No, I didn't like it at all. I just think like this was.
I thought it was, to be honest, I thought it was fun. And Fessy thought it was fun as well. Like, I just thought the fact that I think that they were just kind of rubbing it in their faces that like they had so much freedom, and I thought it was fun and funny.
I didn't really think it was fun. I thought like, I mean, I'm happy they didn't like take a shot at Desi, or like someone that's a bigger threat. But I think this was like a prime opportunity to do that. And they just like missed an opportunity there, and it wound up being Alyssa. And now the issue is if they want to take a shot at Desi, Chanel, someone down the road, like now it's like increases the odds that one of them have to go into elimination against them. So,
but I also don't think, I mean, maybe they just didn't think that Cassidy's that strong. And so, like, do they want to have a Desi or a Chanel or a Michaela coming back super mad at them again? When chances are they're going to beat Cassidy. So that could also be another reason.
Yeah, but I mean, they got to know that like that Cassidy is stronger than like Alyssa and like Tiffany, who were people that got votes on them tonight. So,
Alyssa, Sebastian, Chanel, Tiffany, and Desi were all the people that got votes.
Yeah, like of those like women, like to me, like I feel like Cassidy's probably the strongest of those 4 women.
Chanel's pretty. And Desi?
Oh, sorry, did Desi get a vote here?
Yeah, Desi was one of the votes. It was Alyssa, L, Sebastian, Chanel, Tiffany, and Desi.
Yeah. Yeah, Desi's stronger, but I just think like sure it's like fun to like make a scene out of like just putting one name on each person, but at the end of the day, like I don't think it's going to help them next week when everyone's going to piece together that the vets just like threw names on it, threw votes on everyone. Like it's not like they're going to be able to hide that they did this, and they all are going to know that the vets are working together. Like it's not going to be a secret.
So you would have been happier if they put all their votes on Desi as opposed to spreading it around.
I think that's what they should have done. I wouldn't be happier, but I just think that's what they should have done there. Why does Tori want to wait like 2 weeks and then have to go against Desi herself?
Maybe they know that it's gonna like very soon go into 2 teams, you know? Maybe they have more information than we do.
Yeah, but it's still like increases the odds of Tori having to go against someone stronger.
True, but I feel like it's going to change. The format's going to change shortly. Cuz we're at the past the halfway point, like there's not very many episodes left. So and I don't think that Desi or Chanel are going to necessarily beat or lose to Cassidy. So I think that they're just picking and choosing their battles.
Oh yeah, but I think like getting Cassidy out is like a good thing for them.
Wes,
they must know that like Cassidy is like pretty strong. I would imagine some of them have watched Survivor. I mean, it was like the most recent season too, or one of the most recent seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the time of filming, it was the most recent season.
So the secret vote, we do see Bananas throwing a vote on Fessy, and everybody else. Cassie and Chris wanted to vote for their best shot. So Cassidy was going to vote for Dusty, and Chris was going to vote for, who did he vote for? Tiffany? I don't know if it showed.
Yeah, it must have been Tiffany because she had 4 votes.
So at the elimination, we see, why did I write I'm a popular guy?
That's what Chris said.
Oh, to TJ, correct. And so we do see that Tiffany gets 4 votes. Fessy, 1 vote. And he's like, he already looked nervous. Desi got 1. Alyssa L got 1. Sebastian got 1. Chanel got 2. Dusty got 4 votes. So yeah, clearly Dusty and Tiffany were who Cassidy and Chris wanted in the elimination. So it's Hopper time, and we learned that Cassidy is going to be playing tonight. Chris is safe, and the ball that TJ pulls is Alyssa L's. So they're going to be playing blockheads, and each of them are going to be in a cage. There is 4 flag poles with flags on them, and they have to roll their cage to obtain their flags in proper order. And once they have all 4 flags, they have to go to like a screen where they lay their flags on top, see the number. The number is going to have a 4-digit number for a lock code, and they open it, climb out, and ring the bell. We've seen similar ones to this. Who's done this before? I feel like
Bananas did it against Theo. Similar. Mm-hmm. It was like they had to get into like they had to go through like a track though. It wasn't there was no flags, but it was very similar in the cube.
Another sort of similar. It was like a basket case where it was, I think it was Kayla
Marie and Kayla.
And Marie.
Yeah. That one, I think like they had to like break out of the baskets. But yeah, kind of similar. I think we've seen the one that Bananas did with Theo. I think someone else did that or something very similar to Invasion of the Champs. Who did it on Invasion of the Champs?
Was it Nani? Am I making that up?
No, she wasn't on that season.
Wait, Invasion of the Champs. Sorry, that's the one with the Young Bucks.
Was that the
when they're like on like a deserted island? It was all shitty.
I actually love that season. I think it's such an underrated season.
I mean, like it was fun. Like definitely, it was like pretty badass. But like, it just the conditions for them. I know that it just sucked that they thought they were gonna be on like the challenge house, and they're like in cots or like hammocks and.
Honestly, I always say like that season, like if they had like some slight changes to the format with like the vets coming in, the winners coming in, I honestly think it could have been like a top like 3 season for me. It was just so
Wait,
fun.
what made you not like it? Sorry, say that again.
No, it's not that I loved the season,
Or like
but
what made it not a top season?
I think like if they just slightly changed the format of like the when the winners came in and like once they came in how it worked, because like the winners came in and then it was basically like rotating eliminations regardless of who won the daily, which I didn't like. Like I would have rather seen it like play out as normal or even like be more individual. But I think like the first half of that season before the winners come, there's so much drama with like Kayla and Corey and like Jenna with like Bruno. It was like hilarious when Zach came in. And who else? Shane. It was the return of Shane on that season, and he was just so chaotic. And then there was the Tony versus Nelson and Corey. It was such a fun season.
So Willie's suggesting that Dee and Maddie did it.
No, didn't Dee and Maddie do one? They were like they had to go like under like a cage where there was like a haystack, and they had to like go through a cage or something. Unless they did 2 eliminations against each other. I don't think they did.
They made it like that because of the total champ domination on the ruins. Oh my god, I can't remember which is which right now. But the ruins, the one Susie was with all the guys.
Yeah.
And the other, it was Sarah and Kellyanne.
Yeah, it was Sarah against Kellyanne with all the guys. They were able to like pick off basically all the girls on their own team and then all the guys on the other team. But I don't know, just invasions, like the problem with invasions was because of the format, like they guaranteed that there was gonna like CT ended up being in the final. So regardless, there was going to be one male champ and one female champ in the final. So I would have preferred if they just did like more fair dailies. But I mean, fair. It was like 10 years ago. So,
so honestly, Cassidy started off doing this elimination. She was seemingly moving pretty quickly. And then Alyssa did catch up. And so they were neck and neck at their 4th flag station. And Cassidy just was lining up better. Now, I thought it was interesting that Bananas seemed to be helping out Cassidy. Was that who you said was hooking up, or Michelle said was hooking up, or looked like they were? Oh no, it was Amira. Sorry, Amira and Bananas is what Michelle was saying.
Bananas and Amira?
Well, she was saying in that. Remember that photo where everybody was in, and she saw that Bananas was like beside Amira, and she's like, "Oh, I think that they're hooking up."
Oh, I don't think so.
And that's why she got Amir on her team, because she thinks like, oh, I'm going to get some hookup points.
I mean, if Bananas was hooking up with everyone he was standing next to in a group photo, that would be quite a long list.
Well, I mean, he probably has a long list anyways. So Cassidy does end up getting her combination first, climbing out of the block or cage, and she runs over and hits the bell before Alyssa L. And Alyssa is out of the game. Is Alyssa on your team? Yes, she is.
So
you lost Alyssa here.
Alyssa got really fucked. Based on like she had 1 vote of 14, so she had a 7% chance of going into elimination. And also like there's no way like she went there like prepared at all to go in. Because like obviously she was not like aware of the plan of like all these stray votes getting thrown around. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure like the vets probably told her there was a plan to put someone in. Like there was probably a fake plan. So she went in like very comfortable. So I'm not surprised that she lost. Like I'm actually pretty impressed with how she performed.
Mm-hmm. She did a good job.
And she posted a picture on Instagram as well of her like right after the elimination, and she had like bruises and cuts all over her body. So it looked like a really rough elimination.
I mean, you have to throw your body to like move it, and they're both quite petite.
Yeah, like she had bruises all over her legs and shoulders. So I imagine Cassidy is probably going to be returning to the house like in pretty rough shape as well. Did not look like a fun one to do. And yeah, I mean, both of them are like fairly small. So I imagine, yeah, it was quite a beating for both of them. So kudos to them for both performing pretty well there.
Yeah, I thought it was nice to see them both do really well. Like it would just have been like, oh, of course, like the rookies don't, perform well in one of these things. I thought they did a really good job. So
Mhm.
I was proud and impressed with them. So TJ does say, I really hope that we will see you again in the future. You're awesome.
Yeah, he
So
really likes her.
he
So
really likes her.
I think she'll most likely be
Be
back.
back. Yeah. Do you think she'll make it to the main MTV?
I do think we will see her on MTV. Probably not for season 4. I guess that's the tough part. We know she's not on 39. Like she probably won't be on 40 because it'll be something big. So by the time we would see her like 41, 42, it's already a couple years out. But if they do a USA 3, like maybe she comes back there, and
Next year.
she's young too, right? Like she's got to be like
25.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say like 50-50 MTV, and like if they do another USA, like 75%, like she'd be back.
He even commented on her IG post. Okay, TJ does have the challenge crush on her. Whistle would be packed. TJ loves her, and she's been getting calls since USA 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be shocked if we didn't see her, presuming that like USA continues. And even if it doesn't, like I think there's a solid shot.
Impressive. I mean, I like her. I think that she does bring something to the show. And if she's going to be small and petite, at least she's there willing to make moves. She's not just trying to hide and get to the end. She's willing to do something about her position in the game. So we like that, of course. So TJ does ask Cassidy if she wants to stay with Team Blue, the team that she created, or defect. But no, she wants to stay on her blue team. And there's something though that I like about the blue team. Like they really rally together for each other. I don't know. I like Team Blue.
I absolutely hate Team Blue.
Of course you do. You love green, I'm sure.
Well, Team Blue, it's like now it's just like, I mean, Tori, Bananas, Fessy, Sebastian, like right there. Like who's the other 3? It's Alyssa's
Desi,
gone. So
Desi, I like Cassidy. And who's the last
but
person?
the thing is, like I like Desi and I like Ish Cassidy. Oh, Chris. I like Chris. Yeah, I mean, I like some of them.
I just like the camaraderie that they have when they win, or like when someone comes back to their team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they just know their team is stacked. But the thing is, like a lot, like we saw, like last week, Red won. This week, Green won. Next week looks like it could be Trivia. So like Blue is by no means a lock to win that. And even if it's not Trivia, it looks like it's like a body strength thing where you have to like hold your weight up. Either that or Trivia. So like anyone could win. So if we're going to lose the teams in the next couple episodes, like maybe Blue doesn't just dominate, which I think is interesting.
So Cassidy wants Monty versus Wes. Do you think she's going to get her wish?
This is what I think will happen if Blue wins. I think Cassidy's going to say, yeah, like let's get Monty against Wes. And the vets are going to be like, yeah, good idea. Like let's make Monty the house votes. And then Monty will go in and they'll find a way to keep Wes safe.
You mean their vote, not house vote?
Like if they win, I think
vote.
Yeah, they'll make Monty the team vote, and then they'll try to make the house votes not Wes. And then they'll just say to Cassie, like, hey, if you want them both, then like we're all good with Monty going in, but we don't want Wes to go in. And Cassidy will just be like, yeah, that's fine. Let's put Monty in.
I can see that, to be fair. And then Wessel's ball will probably get pulled anyways.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm starting to get a little suspicious. I don't even think votes will go on the vets next week. Really disappointing that none of the rookies put votes on the vets here. Like the only vote on a vet was from Bananas as a hinky vote. So you got 15 rookies and none of the votes went on one vet.
Matthew would rather eat glass than compliment Tori or Bananas. Hilarious.
I did compliment Bananas last week. I said that I thought his confessional was funny about the letter from Dusty.
Who's our MVP this week?
I think for me, it's got to go to Wes this week. I think he got his way at the Deliberation, and it was his idea to forego the puzzles. So, and we got a naked jump in the pool. So I think, I mean, everything Wes wanted to happen happened. So I think it's hard to really give it to anyone else.
Yeah, I've been trying to think about who else might have done something. Maybe Cassidy, but like, no. She had the scene with Josh and she was like whining over Wes winning a bar game. Yeah, nope. Yeah, BBG is agreeing with you. Wes for sure, great strategy in the daily and got what he wanted on the votes. Yeah. And no bets went in because he was able to get the two people that he wanted in, two survivor people from blue team in the potential elimination. So I agree then. So this is our points for today. So Wes, Michaela, Monty, Tyler, and Alyssa all get 5 points. Elimination win Cassidy 10 points. And Wes is MVP. MEP is Chris. Was Chris entertaining? No, I don't think there's an MVP today this week.
Do you think something I was thinking about, do you think Alyssa S and Tyler have just been like hooking up the whole time and they're just gonna wait to show it until like one of them goes home or into an elimination?
Yes.
That's what I think too. Like I feel like it's already happening like currently in current time.
Well, like he's maybe the confessional is earlier, but like I feel as though they've been cozy before they were on the same team.
Yeah. And then I feel like the episode where one of them goes into an elimination,
we'll get them making out
the
their last kiss.
Yeah, they'll be at the bar, and then you'll get the confessionals that were probably filmed like 3 weeks before. But they just don't want to, like, I mean, to be fair, like we don't really need much focus on Alyssa S and Tyler at this point. Like, let's save it until like they're more of a focal point in the episode.
100%. Unless it's to distract us from like them showing the people who are actually the focal point of the episode too. Yeah.
We even haven't got much of like the Sebastian and Tori of it all.
I guess you get far. I mean, we're like halfway through the season ish.
Yeah. I heard there's 12 episodes, not 10. So
12's great. 12's perfect.
Yeah. So hopefully it's a 1 episode final. So we get 11 like true episodes and then the final is the 12.
I can see that.
But yeah, we'll be on episode 6. And then, so this is the last Sunday episode?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I could see Dusty.
Dusty is next in the fire line. Tiffany looks pissed.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens there. I don't know.
The thing is, like, Dusty has no like real pull in the game. Tiffany does have some numbers, so they could, if Tiffany and her numbers really take a shot at Dusty over any of the vets, I will be so upset though. They just can't. You cannot take out Dusty when like you have Bananas, West, Corey, Fessy, and Josh right there.
I mean, we'll see. Hilarious. BG95 saying 12 is a great number for episodes. The modern TV seasons have like 20. It's like 22 episodes. Yeah, they're definitely too long for all of our tastes. A good 12 to 15 is great.
I really hope season 39 is not like 25 plus
it will
episodes.
Be 100%.
But the cast is smaller than
that's true.
Most casts.
Maybe it'll only be 20.
Or if they do like a redemption house or something, that would just.
Or maybe it's like an invasion, like later on of like champs again.
Yeah, I just I can't those like 25 episode seasons are such a slog. I actually don't mind this like 2 episode a week format. I think it's actually kind of nice.
I like seeing more episodes of the challenge for sure. And I'm happy that like I guess I would like it if it ended like 2 months, 2 episodes a week. Boom, we're done. But it's still going to drag out for 3, you know? So
yeah. And I'm really curious to see like if they just like this season ends like end of September and then they just go straight to 39 like mid-October. I wonder if that's what the plan is.
39, it's going to be on MTV. Is it back to Wednesdays? Do you know?
I would assume, yeah.
So then it's going to be competing again with Survivor and Amazing Race. Survivor starts September 27th.
And Survivor's 90 minutes now too. So it's literally like they're both going to be 90-minute episodes.
Unless they change it to, maybe they're trying out Thursdays.
I don't know. I think they're only doing Thursday because they want to be on after Big Brother, just because it's on CBS. But I don't know. Like, I'm curious to see. Like, I'm sure they'll make an announcement in the next like month or in the next few weeks about when the season 39 will start.
Will
normally,
they? Jesus.
Well,
I don't know. They've been so like hush about like what they're planning on doing.
But they do like the cast drop like 2-3 weeks before. So we're going to be in September next week. So we're almost there.
We're going to have to do a draft soon. Holy kajibas.
I already got my rankings ready to go.
You shut up.
I mean, I told you I made my rankings when
before
the cast was announced.
Yeah, I did it with the guys already.
Yeah.
I think we did our draft.
I'm super excited to see Nerys back.
Yes, I like the fact that like everybody, there's no champs.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun. I
like that too.
Well, is there anything else that you want to talk about for this episode before we say deuces?
No, I'm just like, I need a bounce back from the rookies. Like, I need
so
them to snap out of it.
You're just deflated here.
It's like Michaela cannot be doing it all on her own. Like, she needs some help here.
Yeah, well,
yeah, and Willie, I love Nerys so much too. Like, one season of her, but I've been like dying for her to get on the show for the last 5 years since her Are You the One season. It's like the fact that it took this long is a complete travesty. When like they're bringing Are You the One people, and she was a star from her original season, and obviously she's a star now too. And like her and Horacio dating is just absurd.
I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfectly messy. Well, thank you too, Willie, and everybody else here in the chat. You guys are the best. I know that the pressure cooker is going on Big Brother, so thanks for being here and joining us on this Thursday evening. If you haven't done so already, please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you've subscribed. And let us know, what did you think about Operation Hat Trick? Was it a good move? Was it a dumb move? What, do you understand why they did it? I just want to hear the conversation around the episode title, Tori's master plan, hat, paper, pencil, like all these things that we don't usually see on the challenge. Let us know your thoughts in the comments as to what you felt about this whole vet gimmick. Other than that, I think that's everything, right, Matthew?
That's all.
That's all she
Be
wrote.
back soon.
Bye.